provide for your wife. Does it mean that women are not supposed to earn? Does it mean that when they earn, they have to submit all the income to you and me? Is that what it means? Let's hear and let's actually try to compare and contrast between even here in the West. There's ownership of land, ownership of properties, ownership of income. Today they're talking of the women's rights here in the 21st century, but they forgot that back in the days, in 19th century, European women did not even have the right to own their own property. Here in Britain, in Germany, in Spain, they were not allowed to own properties. Why? Because they are women. In Britain, perhaps the first century, perhaps the first country to give women some property rights. Laws were passed in the 1860s, it's quite recent, known as Married Women Property Act. There was an act, a law in the Parliament, the House of Commons. It says Married Women Property Act. You see? So before 1860s, these women, they were just treated like, like objects. They could work hard, but they were not allowed to own. The ownership was not there. In Germany, the wife was denied any control over the property until 1922 by civil law. 1922. Look at Islam. Islam allowed women to acquire land. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Sirah, he was working for who? He was working for our beloved mother, al-Mu'mineen, Sayyida Khadija bint Khuwaylid. And Sayyida Khadija bint Khuwaylid, he was a famous trader, businesswoman. And listen to this, when the Prophet ﷺ working for her, of course, she realized that there was a lot of profit. The Prophet ﷺ, as he was, as usual, as-sadiqul ameen, the truthful and the trustworthy. So the income, the revenue increased. Now, when the Prophet ﷺ married our beloved mother, Sayyida Khadija bint Khuwaylid, did he stop her from doing business? Did he control her? Is there any document, is there anywhere, either from Muslims or non-Muslim references, that say that when Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ became a husband, he stopped his wife from doing business? Is there any document like that? So far we haven't come across that. And that document will never be found. Why? Because that is transgression, that is dhulm. Islam is against that. So our beloved mother, Sayyida Khadija bint Khuwaylid, continued to do business, and the Prophet ﷺ continued to work with her. And the Prophet ﷺ has also, he was looking after animals, he had his own business, and the da'wah continued. So this concept, this ideology that a woman cannot work, a woman cannot have income, this is something which is against Islam. Culturally, if we embrace it, that's our culture. But when the culture clashes the religion, what do? Do we embrace the culture or the religion? We take the religion. Now, there's another case here. The problem is Islam grants this right to women to work, to earn property and everything. But the thing is, people take things for granted. People take things for granted. Us as men, because we provide for them, and then we start dictating them. We dictate upon them. And when they get this tiny opportunity of work, what do? They say, well, I can provide for myself now. So they start growing homes. You see that. And sometimes the working class women, they start, showing a sign of pride, showing a sign of negligence to their husband. This is what Islam is against. The fact that Islam provides this opportunity and this right, that doesn't mean now women should be above men. No. The command is still the same. الرجال قوامون على النساء. الرجال قوامون على النساء. Does it not mean that men are the dictators? Men are the supervisors. They work together. They are not the controllers, but they are the supervisors. They are the number one responsible people. So, the economic aspect of Islam, of women, we know that women are allowed to own everything and have their own properties as well. When it comes to spiritual aspect as well, no act of worship which is done by a man which is superior than a woman. No. Allah Azza wa Jalla declared this, and the Prophet ﷺ taught these teachings of Islam when he came in Mecca. The society we all know the society was very against women and children and the girls. So the Prophet ﷺ was